name's Flink. Let me get these cards in order. So the name of the game is Pass Your Trash. Comes with a board, but I don't have the board. I made a hand version board for it, which got thrown away because I thought it was done, but I wasn't really done. So I don't have it, but I'll put up the board that I made in Photoshop that I didn't have time to print out for you instead, so you can see it. Just do a little, it'll like be there on the screen. So it says Pass Your Trash in the middle. I'll get that. Oh, there. Okay. Sorry, I'm like trying to see where the camera is and set up at the same time. So it's called Pass Your Trash. On the board, it has 4 spots for 4 different colors, and little arrows that point left with a card symbol next to the arrow that kind of like goes with the left pointing, and then it has at the bottom numbers to number who goes first. It's supposed to be as obvious as possible, so these cards will sit in those spots, and then like normal games like Sorry or Clue, which is over there, you can't see it, or Life, you get to pick, like in Life you get to pick the color car, in Sorry you get to pick what color you want, so that hopefully when players sit down to play the game, they realize that because it's colored, they get to pick a color, obviously. Just because they're cards, they're like pawns, you pick a color. And then the arrows will tell you which direction to pass your trash, and then the card will tell you that you're passing a card you don't need. So what you have to do is each card set will have one of these. They say to win on them. Ooh. The focus is not there, it's here. Anyways, so it says to win. So this is hopefully because it says to win on them, you realize this is what you need to win the game. On the back of each card, it gives you a set of 7 cards that have 7 symbols. You have to get all 7 symbols. That's the one for yellow. Let's see the one for red. They're crowns. They're suns. Those are like fruit of some nature. And these are little like atomic symbols. So you have to get all 7 symbols, and as the name of the game states, you pass your trash. So each person has 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in the 7, flip them the right way, they have a set of symbols. And these set of symbols are what their opponents need to win. So, but you also need to win. So we're blue right now. We have 1 atomic symbol, which we need to win, because blue is... You can't see that, because the focus is on my hands. Dang camera. So, it's played with 4 players. So as you can see, so you have 1 card. You don't need any of these cards. These cards are not for you. So blue will go first, as indicated on the board. So blue will just pass a card it doesn't need to its left. This is my left hand. To its left. And then it'll go to, I think, green or red. I think red is next to blue. I don't remember on the board. And they need a crown, so when they get this card, they have 8. Now blue has 6, right? But then red will pass a card it doesn't need. So let's pass an atomic symbol, right? To, I think yellow's next to it. And yellow needs suns. So it has 1 sun. And it'll pass, let's say it'll pass a crown. And it'll keep this card. to green, who then green needs these things to win, gets this card, and let's say it'll pass an atomic symbol. All the way back to blue. So now blue has 7 again. And it has 2 atomic symbols. And then it'll keep going. And then the game will keep going until one person has had all 7 cards. So pass your trash, basically. How did you get... So that's how the game works. Get really OCD about these cards. And that's how the game works. It's really simple. A lot of people figured it out without... I left my game in the commons and left and came back, and people were sitting down and playing it and figured it out without me even being there. So it's pretty obvious. It's more obvious with the board. But it's kind of hard without it. So we did a play demonstration with the board that I made with my hands instead of with Photoshop. You can watch it if you want to see how it works. We are college students, so we are children, and there's a section that I had to censor. But it makes a little bit more sense when you watch it, and it makes a little more sense when you look at the board. It's kind of still hard to see in the camera because it's kind of far away, but yeah, that's my game. We had played it again afterwards without the camera being on it, and it lasted a lot longer because the people who playing when you play it a lot, like, I know what each color needs to win. So when you play it a lot, you kind of can figure out which color needs what to win. And so when we played it the second time, it was a lot of everybody holding each other's cards and passing cards that they needed, which prolonged the game, and it was a move. But that's why the time limit of how the game can be played changes depending on who plays it. It also changes on what color you play. So because I've played it several times as several different colors. I played it as green, red, and blue. And I didn't win as blue, and I didn't win as red. Oh, actually, no, I did win. I won as red and green, but, like, I didn't win as red. I didn't win as blue. So it totally depends on who is sitting next to you and the decisions they make and the decisions you make and passing cards. And it's just a lot of decision making. That you have to make. A lot, some strategy, some luck. But overall, people thought it was fun. So that's my game. Pass your trash.
Casey, go! Working on it, okay? Working on it. Been working on it. So this is like poker, right?
You know
Yeah.
the poker game. It is based on the poker game.
I hardly know her.
A girl game, yeah? So the fucking...
I want to poke someone.
I'm not a her.
Ooh, look at that. Got one of fucking Eli's cards.
Ooh.
What's that face just now?
Me?
Oh my god.
My resting
Fine.
face.
You can have them.
So you told Casey, and now he knows.
It's just gonna be a long line of...
He's dying. It's gonna be like Monbaka, where it's just beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
There's a hold of them.
Is that not what's happening to me though?
No, not yet. What's happening to you? Y'all are mean to
He's
me.
on it.
Can I hide
This
forever?
is really good. Here, alright.
This isn't
I'll be
okay.
nice.
I don't like this. Why'd you grab that?
Why did you grab that?
I don't know. I was asking me. Why are you asking me?
I don't like that. Oh wow, I don't want to give these to you though.
See, this doesn't work for me.
You don't have done that. Why have you done this?
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. Oh no. I should have done that.
Why?
Why have I done this?
Why? Why shouldn't you have done
I
that?
hated it. Why have you done this?
But see, now we run into problems.
This is the closest.
Don't do it. Don't you do...
Yeah! Yeah!
Did you win?
Oh,
she
won.
I was like, this is the closest I've ever been to winning, and then he gave me the card and I won!
Yeah.
I was close.
I was holding one of every single
you
person.
You were holding out on me.
I was
Well,
holding.
no, I was giving them to you. I had like 10 of them.
I literally
was-
had one of every single
I
person's.
was holding
and
a
then
lot
she
of
gave me one
these.
of mine, so I had to give
Yeah.
one.
I was holding all of these, and I was holding like 2 of these.
Yeah.
I did it!
I can't flip
You're
this.
welcome.
Eli,
I was hoping that
on 3, we just
they would
throw it.
realize what was going on because literally,
They did, and I'm glad.
I'm like, okay, so this is Eli, this is Jake, so the other one has to be Holly. And so I'm like, okay, it's the least chance of her getting it if I pass it because she's the last one. And then it's
I know, I
like,
went-
just like,
No, I knew what was happening. I was just kind of like, okay, we'll send.